Today I'm going to talk to you about training tempo. Now, tempo is really the speed of the movement. We have the movement broken down into three phases. We have the lifting phase, which is the concentric contraction. We have the lowering phase, which is the eccentric contraction. And we have the pause phase, which would be an isometric type contraction. Now, each of these, we want to think about different types of speed and how it's going to affect that movement. Now, I'm actually going to start with the one that probably does the least as far as building muscle. And this might surprise you because we always think this is the one that is doing the most. The concentric contraction, when we're actually lifting, is not building the muscle as much as your eccentric contraction. That eccentric contraction has been shown to actually build muscle better, lengthen muscle more, and allow for better growth overall. When we're doing the concentric contraction, we should probably do it in the range of about a 2-second tempo. So 1001, 1002 on the way up. When we lower, we want to lower it twice as slow. So if you're lifting it with a count of 2, lower it with a count of 4. Now we can also do isometric contractions in certain situations. Now an isometric is when we're contracting the muscles and really not doing any type of movement. We're just holding that load under contraction. I like using the isometric contractions as pauses. So it's like a pause at the bottom of my squat or a pause at the bottom of a single leg RDL. These are really, really good situations to utilize an isometric contraction because of the fact that what it's going to do is really work at stabilizing your body in that position. Another time we might use an isometric contraction would be if we have a sticking point. You would actually push up to that sticking point and hold it and hold it and hold it and then push through it, okay? So this would be another way to help kind of increase the strength and get you to a point you can lift more weight overall. When we're talking about tempo, though, we are going to be talking about, again, speed of the movement. So on that concentric contraction, 1001, 1002, eccentric, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. That'll get you the most growth overall. If we speed up the concentric contraction, what we're doing is we're increasing the rate of force production or increasing the power. So the faster we lift it, we have what's called a force velocity curve. When the weight's heavy, we can lift it slower. When the weight's lighter, we can lift it faster. So when we can move that weight faster, we're actually creating more force on the muscle to develop more power. So this would be an area that we may want to speed up that concentric contraction if we're looking to try to develop more power in the muscle overall. But as far as size, hypertrophy, that eccentric part is the most important piece that we want to do. Now getting back to the isometric. Isometrics, again, are great for stabilization. If you think about it, when we do a plank, what are we doing? We're doing isometric contraction in that position. We're working at stabilizing the spine in that position. So isometric is going to work and really increase the strength in that specific range of motion. Does it make sense to do an isometric on a bicep curl? Probably not. But doing an isometric on something that creates stability, like a single leg RDL, holding it at the bottom of the position, absolutely. That would make a lot of sense to do that. Would it make sense doing it, say, on some dumbbell presses, especially a single arm dumbbell chest press? Yes, because at the top of the movement, what I'm doing is I'm doing isometric contraction that's really working at stabilizing the shoulder joint. So there's a lot of areas that those isometrics can come into play. I've been working in isometric contraction on heel digs on the exercise ball. Well, I'll pull that ball in and squeeze and hold it and then extend back out. Then pull it in, squeeze and hold it and extend back out. Or you can do an isometric contraction on a Bosu ball. Now, this gets a little difficult, but we're doing a squat. We're holding it at the bottom position, trying to stabilize that position. So again, little or no movement is what determines that isometric. So I will get more stable and have better symmetry right to left side when I'm working that isometric. So even though all three parts are very, very important, of the three, the concentric part is probably least important. What really it's going to do, it's going to allow you to lift it, so then you can focus on the lowering phase of the movement. Again, that lowering phase is what's going to build mass, and it's going to help you get stronger. That isometric phase is more for stabilization. And then really when you think about it, the concentric phase is really to get to the point that now I can focus on that eccentric and start building the muscle. So keep these things in mind. Think about this while you're doing your workout and really maximize the benefits and maximize the time that you're spending in the gym. Now, if you have any questions, any way that I can help you specifically, don't hesitate to send me an email. I'll be glad to help you out. My email will be listed at the end of this video.